Hey YouTubers, Christopher Wanamaker here doing a new financial literacy advice video on the specific category of creating an effective monthly budget. Now this can be done a couple of different ways. It does not have to be done just one way. I use a couple different methods. My preferred method for creating a really good detailed monthly budget is 3x5 cards, which I'll show an example of and go over. But you can also use a budget notebook binder kind of a thing. It's kind of like a newer version of the old school balancing a checkbook kind of thing. So you want to hand write it out and all that. You can also use an Excel format with Excel formulas for different categories to track your monthly budgeting, and I will be showing illustrations of all of that. Now, the basic way to break down to create a very detailed, effective monthly budget that's very detailed and very accurate is first you've got to understand the differences of different type of monthly expenses. And the two specific categories for monthly expenses is fixed expenses and variable expenses. And now I'm going to grab the phone and show you an illustration and then talk over it as you see this illustration. Okay, one second. So this is an illustration of fixed expenses, variable expenses. So your fixed expenses are like rent, mortgage, monthly payment, paying on your car loan, any other kind of like a personal loan or some memberships, phone bill, something that you signed a contract and pretty much every single month until you re-sign a new contract, like a new auto loan, a new lease, renter's lease, a new mortgage. Usually most mortgages you sign once, 20 to 30-year mortgage, a new personal loan through your bank. But then it's, how long is the loan? 12 month, 24 month, 36 month, 48 month, 60 month, 72 month. And then what are your monthly agreed upon payments? Last time I had an auto loan, it was a 72-month auto loan and paying $411 a month until I paid it off 31 months ahead of time. So, but every single month it was 411. It wasn't increasing and decreasing, not unless I refinanced. So it's, whatever did you agree upon with the initial loan, that is the, a month that you're going to be paying back month after month after month after month until it's fully paid off. That is a fixed expense. Variable expense is things like groceries is a really big one, and fuel. Those are probably the two best examples of you go out and then this month I might spend $700 in groceries and $90 in fuel. Next month I might spend $800 in groceries and $150 in fuel. So there is a consistent expense month after month after month, but it's not the exact same. It will fluctuate. That's the differences between fixed and variable expenses. Going to show you an illustration now. Here is an example you can buy online, bill tracker notebook. Pretty much, a big binder where you get medium and large binders, many pages. And then on here, there's categories of, did you pay it? What's the bill title, like electric bill or phone bill or whatever, the due date, the amount due, the amount paid, and the unpaid balance for the year and month. So you buy something like this, a medium or large size, and it's pretty much kind of going old school, like doing balancing a checkbook, a paper checkbook. So that is another way of going about to do it. Here's another way if you want to go digital. One second. So this is a monthly cash flow analysis I got from Northwest Mutual when I had a financial advisor. And what this pretty much illustrates in an Excel format is, my going off of my 2023 W-2 income. How much did I bring in net income? That's how much I brought in, a little over 50,000. And then extra income would be like, did I sign up for plasma donation, or do I go out and get another kind of like side gig job of some kind, like walking dogs or something, and then that would be extra income. Plug that in. Total monthly income between the three major forms of income that I bring in, which is my VA disability, my mom's SSI, because I'm her at-home caregiver. She lives with me, and then the caregiving agency money. That's how much in total I make. So then it breaks it down to multiple different categories, monthly expenses, housing specifically. So it's mortgage or rent, phone, electric, gas, water, cable, internet, waste removal, so garbage, Roku cable, Experian.com, and then put all that in there, write little side notes if I need to, and then the total amount. For transportation is the next category. So like vehicle, personal property, and renters insurance through my bank, total for the entire month $161. Fuel, an average of $125, and then so the total for transportation per month. Insurances, I pay for VA meds, so my copay. Food, groceries, $750 total. I don't have any pets. Personal care, $35-40 for haircuts. Then over here, next category, entertainment, Express VPN and Kaleido video editing software that I use, so $20 total there. Loans, I have no loans right now. Taxes, nothing for that. It's automatically pulled out. I don't have to set anything off to the side because I'm not a self-contractor like I was when I was a rideshare driver. Savings or investments, retirement, savings index funds, put $300 away, $65 a month of my mom's SSI goes off to the side, save up for her, and I track that. Gifts and donations, legal fees for attorneys, payments or liens, paying an accountant, totals for all that. So then this right here is total monthly expenses, and this is accurate. And then so what this is, you click on it, it has the Excel formula. So it's all these different categories that you see highlighted in bright colors is the subtotals for each of these categories. So then that adds up to everything, $3,446, and then annual net income, annual income minus expenses, and then monthly net income minus total monthly expenses. So I'm an average currently right now $734 each month, off to the side. So that is a great example. This is a monthly cash flow analysis. So the next segment would be my 3x5 card. This is how I specifically keep track of everything really, really well and very detailed. And that is this. Everything, my entire monthly budget really broken down well. What's in pen is the actual titles of the fixed and variable expenses that are consistent month after month after month after month. So what we have here is rent, and then in mechanical pencil is the dollar amounts / the time of the month that these bills come out. What I also did, make it more detailed than what I had before when I just had everything jumbled, all the different names and then the monthly expense costs and the time frame, is I broke it down the first 2 weeks of the month, so the 1st through the 14th, and then the 15th through the end of the month. So I broke it down in the first half of the month, the second half of the month. So this is my basic monthly budget tracker. So what I have right here is rent, garbage, water, Verizon cell phone, my first half of my auto, renters, and personal property insurance through my bank, my mom's Roku TV channels, and Experian.com. And then, so for example, rent, $1,558. It was $1,461 until this month. Signed a new 18-month lease, and it went up $97. So that's why I do mechanical pencil with all the dollar amounts, so that way, because they change over time. So it was $1,461, and now it's $1,558. So, and then it adds up for the first half of the month is the average is $1,842. So, and then I also just recently had Express VPN. It was about $117. Lasts for an entire year. Divide that by 12, so it's like $9.75. So I rounded up to $10. So nearly $120 for the year, but it's $10 a month is pretty much what you're paying. So I have to add that to it now. The second half of the month, internet, electric, natural gas, Kaleido. That's a editing software for videos thing that I do for my YouTube videos. The other half of the auto, renters, and personal property insurance I pay for from my bank. Mom's cell, total there's $288, and then do $300 a month for my retirement money for right now. VA, my copay for VA meds is about an average of $25, and then haircut spend $35-40. So that's how I break it down in super major detail. Now there's a second part to this. You see all the red check marks. What this is, and it's like a little key code, tracked by Experian.com credit boost. So everything that has a check mark next to it, which is rent, garbage, Verizon, cell phone, my auto, renters, personal property insurance from USAA, Roku, internet, electric, natural gas, mom's cell, VA meds, are all tracked by Experian.com for credit boost. And what that pretty much is one point in time, didn't know about it. So far as I know, only Experian.com does this. I was at a 794 for Experian, and then I went in, created a profile. I attached, linked my USAA bank accounts to Experian.com. And within 10 days, they verify all these constant month after month utilities and rent and all that are bills that are 90 days old or older that you make consistent monthly payments. And then after about 10 days, my credit score for Experian went from 794 to 838. It jumped up 44 points. Now, another great thing, Experian.com, it gives you a lot of details, how much are you spending, your credit utilization, what are you doing good, what are you doing bad. It gives you the hints, tips, and tricks. It gives you a credit simulator. If you do this, if you do that, it'll increase or decrease your credit score. What's different categories like history of credit, how many accounts do you have open. It goes over all that. You start to learn a lot more. Another thing you can do is lock your credit. And locking your credit makes it where people, can't really steal your identity and everything. Use your credit score to, get an auto loan, personal loan, mortgage, whatever. And you lock your credit, and then when do you need to unlock it? When you're about to apply for a new credit card, a credit limit increase, you want to apply for an auto loan, personal loan, mortgage through your bank, you have to go in the system and unlock your credit, and then as soon as that whole process is done, go back in and lock it again. So all those different utility bills, fixed and variable expenses that I pay month after month and month consistently, Experian Credit Boost is tracking it. So it's not just like the credit bureaus tracking, do you pay your monthly expenses, your credit cards properly, and every single month after month after month. But it's now tracking your utility bills and everything, your rent, your mortgage, and you can do a good credit boost. And my Experian right now is at 818. So, and then here the next 3 to 6 months, every 90 days it gets updated. I'm waiting for the TransUnion and Equifax to get some updates. And I'm very close for all three of my credit scores. Credit bureaus will be up in the 800s. The other two are in the 790s. So doing really well there. So there's that. Now, the other thing that I do with this is on the back side. I have a couple other things. This portion right here is pretty much the breakdown of all the expenses. The first half, the second half, everything I do. There's the first half of the month, the 1842. The second half, 288. The what is that? The 750 is about what I spend in groceries per month between me and my mom. The 125 is the average for gas per month. Then there's the 325. That is both my retirement money going into a savings index fund. Also, the $25 I spend on my VA meds copay. And then the other 50 I just added to That's the both of what I spend for haircut and what I spend per month on average for paying for my Express VPN. So the total expenses is added up $3,380. And then down here is my entire net income from different categories. My CDWA caregiving agency, going off of what was I making in pocket per month net income from 2023's W-2. And I was making an average of $2,150. Got a couple more months than that. I'll be able to get an accurate number of what I made for 2024. So I'm going off net income for 2023, $2,150 an average a month. And then my mom's SSI would have been in the 935 range. And then I get 40% of VA disability. But what happened was I claimed my mom as a dependent under VA disability. It increased my VA disability per month amount by $64. But then a couple months later, it decreased her SSI amount by $44. So it was still making $20 more. But all these little hints, tips, and tricks of things that I've done. So all together, I write down my total net income. And so what do we make? Right about $3,870. And then in the corner here is the, what I bring in minus, the monthly expenses, and I have about $487 left over. And in the very bottom corner, there's the rule of thumb that you hear from a lot of financial gurus on, which is the 50-20-30 rule, which is whatever you're fully bringing in net income per month, you should be spending if you're in a really good financial spot, it should show by spending with debt 50% needs, 25% wants, 10% savings, and 15% debt. So the rule is pretty much 50-20-30. So and then the 30 is it savings and debt, or is it savings and investments and all that? So it really depends on, do you have debt or not, how much are you putting towards everything. So where am I at compared to the 50-20-30 rule as of right now? From what I'm making, it's more like, instead of 50-20-30, I'm at 75, 8, and 17. And then here in the near future, I'm hoping to be making more money, hopefully by the new year. And how do I do that? I'm looking at finding a new caregiving client, doing an new caregiving certification, get increased to the next level called HCA. And by doing that, I get a 75-cent hourly increase. So I'll be making over $22 an hour at that time. I get paid to do the additional 40 hours of basic training. And then I find the client, and then what do they need and how many hours per month. I can't do 15 per month, can't do more than 160. That's full time, 40 hours per week. So I'm doing part time, and so I have an additional 45 hours that I can take on, one or two additional clients, and then get more money from it. And then get certified as the HCA. Try to make up the additional 45 hours where I'm considered full-time instead of part-time. And then on top of that, I'm type 2 diabetic. I've been working really, really hard on losing weight and getting my A1C sugar level down. And last 6 months I've been at 7.6. If I hit 7.5 or below, which I think I will be doing here over the next month, then I am able to start donating plasma again. And I'm probably going to go to the BioLife Plasma Donation Center near the Vancouver Mall in Vancouver, Washington. And by doing that, the first month of donating twice each week, so 8 times a month, that'd be $800 for the initial month. After that, you get paid between $130 and $140 per week, so that's between $520 to $560 extra dollars tax-free money per month. So there's another way I can go. I used to donate over 300 times at a plasma donation center in Colorado Springs, and I haven't done it in a couple of years. I donate to the Red Cross every now and then still for blood, plasma, and platelets, and get a little here, get a little there. But making extra money for emergency savings money, or a vacation, or paying off debt faster, or whatever. Which is how I paid off my last car faster, and other debts was by consistently doing plasma donations at a plasma donation center, which usually pays pretty well. So that is definitely what I'm looking at doing to make extra money, and then by doing so, I'll go from the 75,817 to hopefully an estimated right around 55, 18, and 27. So a lot better and a lot closer to the 50, 20, 30 rule. That'd be 55% towards needs, 18% towards wants, and 27 towards like savings and investments. So I'll go from 75, 8 and 17 to 55, 18, 27. So a big difference. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the phone and show another illustration of where should your monthly budgeting of how much is going towards needs and wants and debt and savings and all that with a pie chart, and then how should it look if you have debt, how should it look when you don't. So this is a prime example of when you have debt. When you have debt, how should you be breaking down your total amount of monthly income into what categories? 50% is needs, okay? 25% wants, 10% savings, 15% going towards debt. That is being very, very financially responsible. Now, if this was slightly different, like this was 17% debt and 8% savings or something like that, close to these numbers, but not exact, that's fine. Now, that's for when you have debt. If you're someone like me, then once you get debt-free, it'll be change up a little bit, and that should be 50% still goes towards needs, and then anywhere from 10 to 20% towards wants, and the other 30 to 40%. So if this is 10% is wants, 40% is savings or investing or both. Like you're still putting money away into, say, investing, Roth IRA, savings index funds, CDs, stock market, whatever, but then you're putting a little bit off to the side for emergency savings, vacation savings, or even savings for maintenance services for vehicles or homes or both, or even upgrades to your home and vehicle as well, improvements. So I would say 50% needs, 10% towards the wants, up to 20%, and then 30 to 40% between either just investments or emergency savings and other forms of savings and investments. So that is a good pie chart representation of how you should be breaking down your monthly net income of where does the money go, what categories. Now I'm also going to add one other thing, which is this slight little video clip from this like lawyer person who reads contracts and all that, and she gives a great advice on financial gurus who tell you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to do 50, 20, 30, you need to put money in investments and all that. And then for most normal average Americans, they're like, I'm living paycheck to paycheck and I can barely buy groceries. So she gives some great advice. So let me show this. Her name's Erin.
Help with money. You need to start investing. If you're not investing, you're losing money. $600 a month into a Roth IRA, your 401k, and for student loans or credit cards, open up a high-yield savings account. If you can just budget and follow the 5-20-30 rule, you're going to be fine. Some of us are living paycheck to paycheck right now. We can't afford to save anything. Oh yeah, don't listen to them. I mean, it's good advice, but just not for you right now. That's category 2 and 3 advice. What? I'm glad you asked. Imagine there are 3 different categories that describe people's financial situations. Category 1 is paycheck to paycheck. Money is a daily stressor in your life. Category 2 is comfortable. Money is a daily thought in your life. And category 3 is financially free. Money is not a thought or a daily stressor in your life. A lot of the advice you see on the internet is geared towards people in categories 2 and 3. But you're in category 1, which means your only focus needs to be increasing your income and financial literacy. Yes, I'm so tired of people telling me to invest when I can barely afford groceries. Ugh, I know. So try to focus on these 2 things. Number 1, take inventory of where your money is going. Number 2, focus on increasing your need. Okay.
Like she said, get financial literacy knowledge, be more illiterate, more and more and more and more. as much as you possibly can, and then know where your money is coming in from, and know where your money is going, which is create a detailed budget where you're tracking everything, and month to month to month to month, consistent expenses that are coming out of every single thing that comes out where you're losing money on. So write it all down in detail and give it a specific fixed and variable expenses, and what your net income is. Another thing I want to add is how an important thing is to like spring clean your personal monthly budgeting. It's kind of like spring cleaning your home different. You do your bedroom, you do your kitchen, you do your bedroom, but now it's specifically spring cleaning of your finance, fine tuning of your monthly personal finances. How do you do that? Well, I'll give a great example. My Verizon cell phone, no, I think it was my first smartphone. I got my first smartphone. And then it's more like a computer. It's more like a laptop, an iPad kind of thing. So now I have access to the internet. So I signed up for a Verizon My Plan, and I was paying at the very beginning for the first 4 to 6 months. I was paying $180 a month for my phone bill. Why? I was paying for not only unlimited text and talk and all that kind of stuff, but 6 gigabytes of data. After 4 to 6 months, I hit them up and I'm trying to fine tune my personal finances, and I'm trying to figure out, how can I do this? And they're like, well, let's take a look. And I'm like, you're paying for 6 gigabytes of data per month, and okay, how much have I actually been using the last couple of months? Oh, about 2. So I'm paying way more for a gigabyte data than I need to be. Can we fine tune it to around 2? And they're like, yeah. And then instead of spending $180 a month, I was now spending, I think, right around, I'm gonna say 65 to 70 a month. So I saved over $100 because I noticed the pattern. I was spending a lot in a certain area. I called up, I asked questions, I fine-tuned my monthly plan. So, and I even did that very recently. Like I said, every 3 to 6 months, I hit up all my different utility bill stuff and where can I fine tune. So for internet, and prices were starting to go up more and more and more. So yeah, I talked to my Xfinity, Comcast, and I fine tuned what I was paying for, the speed of the internet and all that kind of stuff. What it was I was paying for, it was increasing in price more month after month or year after year. They increase it about every year, and then I was like, how can I fine tune it? What can I go down to keep fine tuning where I might be paying a little bit, but it's not jumping up 30, 50 points, $50 per month. So I fine tuned my Comcast Xfinity internet payment, and instead of paying about 130 to stick with the plan I had before, I'm now paying 85 per month. My Verizon, I had my plan, and it was increasing from $70 up to $95, and now I switched it over to prepaid, and I'm paying $55 a month. So especially as your credit score increases and all that, you get from the 500s to the 650s to the 750s to the 780s, 800s. Credit score, can determine certain things, not only APR interest that you're paying for on your credit card, what your credit limit is on your credit card. You can increase it, when your credit score goes up, but it could affect, it's almost like refinancing your utility bills pretty much. So stay on top of it and fine tune, you have to call them up, you have to talk to them, you have to ask them, you have to ask questions, you have to go through and find out, what am I paying for, what kind of plan, what kind of did I sign up for, what kind of subscription do I have, what kind of plan do I have. But then hey, are there new plans? Because Verizon and all that, they come up with new plans all the time, so you hear about new things. Even another financial guru on YouTube that I watch a lot of, Caleb Hammer, he does a YouTube thing. It's under Caleb Hammer, and but he does a financial detailed thing of a financial audit. He's kind of like the Gordon Ramsay of finances, and so he is going through everything. And one thing he always says is he asks about people's phone bills, and then T-Mobile or Verizon or whatever, what are they paying? And he says switch over to Helium. It's $20 a month, and uses the same phone towers is like T-Mobile and stuff. So, that there's where there's a will, there's a way. People who are like really hurting, in pretty much poor income category can qualify for a government phone, and where the phone itself is for free, and you pay like $10 a month or something like that. So, when you're hitting hard times and money's tight, you got to do what you got to do. Now, another thing I want to hit on is a way to get really accurate numbers for your budget on your different utilities. Is for certain ones you need to go into, and every now and then, every like say about 6 months, I would say, is go into the website, pull up your statements, and what were each of your monthly payments for the past 12 whole months. Add them all together, divide them by 12, and you can get a pretty good accurate what is your monthly average. So for an example, my electric bill, until 6 months ago, my average over the past 12 months before that 6 months ago period, it was $55. But in the now 6 months later, I double check it again, and it went from $55 a month average to $61. So it went up $6 average. So now I have a more accurate thing for my monthly budget tracker. And you can do the same thing with your gas payment, your internet payment, Verizon cell, water, all that, is to look up certain things. Your natural gas, your electric, especially your water bill. Look up from what did you fully pay the past 12 months divided by 12 months, and then you get your average, more accurate, to the dollar or dollar and cent average. So that is another thing I wanted to add. Another thing that I do with this card that I forgot to mention is, as you see near the top, loaned and owed. Loaned is, friends, family members I loaned a certain amount to, maybe in a certain time frame. I put their names, I put the dollar amount, so my older brother owes me and my mom combined a couple $100. And then owed is like I pull, for my mom's SSI per month, $65 off to the side for her to save up to either spend on whatever, fun things, treats, new coat and clothes, or even if we have to get her newer like disability products and stuff. She, I say, hey, at least save up at least 50-60% of what it will cost, and then I will help cover the rest of it. So there's another thing that I do with the tracker, helps me. So I'm not only tracking my monthly budgeting, my monthly net income, what's the difference, how much do I have left over, but also, who have I loaned money to and I don't forget about, and then who do I owe money to as well, for like, saving money, or I borrowed money from somebody, so I owe them something. So that's another great tracker that I do as well. This always keeps staying on top of stuff. So, what's that old saying? Being financially literate, being responsible with finances, it's all about patience. It's about discipline. It's about the details. It's not being, ruled by emotions or fear, not sticking your head in the sand, dealing with logical number, facts, math, and reality. And, you stay on top of it, and you make up every now and then, you keep fine tuning, then you will stay on top of things, and your personal finances will be great, and will not be screwed up, and your credit score will be great, and your credit history will be great. So another thing I would recommend for more financial literacy knowledge, to gain more knowledge, there are different financial literacy types of YouTube shows out there. One of my absolute favorites that ran from like 2005 to 2016, 17, 9 seasons, 12 to 13 episodes per season of Till Debt Do Us Part, a Canadian financial guru. The host is Gail Box Oxley. And then she went on to do 2 other like financial literacy shows called Money Morons, which I've never been able to find on YouTube, but also 2 seasons of Princess. and that's spelled PRINCE $. So the S's at the end are $. There's 2 seasons of that. It's mostly women princesses, but also men princesses who like, to just blow their money, not be financially responsible, be immature, be a bit of a greedy leech moocher off of friends and family members, and they're a bit selfish. And so all these things teach you about finances, what people do to screw up their lives, blow their money, and just swipe, 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 swipe the plastic of credit cards and debit cards. Then they learn where their money's going. They learn that, oh, I make $5,000, I'm spending $10,000 a month, I work really hard, so I deserve nice things, but I don't pay attention to where the money goes. And then also that causes relationship issues within the relationship within the couple or the entire family with kids as well. And so eventually, after the second season of Till Death Do Us Part, they went into relationship rescue challenges, not just financial challenges to get their finances straight. They got rid of their debit and credit cards, and they started using cash in specific categories within canned jars, glass jars. And so both of those shows, Till Death Do Us Part and Princess, great shows done by the same hostess, Gail Box Oxley. If you want to learn a lot more about other people's screw-ups that might be similar to yours, and then how did they go about getting back on track, and then paying, being more responsible, having a good budget. They talk about fixed and variable expenses as well, and then putting money towards debt, and how can they get debt within like 3 to 5 years out of debt. It can be completely 100% debt free in 3 to 5 years, and then start putting more money into like retirement savings as well, or college funds for kids as well. Other great shows, Caleb Hammer is another great one. I watch a lot of their stuff. And then another guy who's a little nicer than Caleb Hammer, but similar platform, Roman Freurer. It's a French, and he does this similar thing to what Caleb Hammer does, which is, being an auditor of someone's personal finances, monthly statements, all that kind of stuff. You kind of, like, what are you doing? What's your mindset? And they come up with budgeting plans and help them get on track and give them advice on what they should do, how to pay off their debts faster, like snowball effect or avalanche or whatever. Do you pay off the debts with the higher interest rates, or do you pay off the debts with the lower total amount? And then so you pay off the smaller one faster, then take that, combine it with the next smaller one, take that, combine it with the next smaller one, so a snowball effect, So, and pay off things faster and faster and more effectively than just paying the basic, monthly average, the basic payment, that is required. So there's some other things on advice. I hope this information was useful and helpful, and I hope gives you a better idea of how to create a better, more detailed budget for yourself and your family. And you can use it to really take control of your monthly personal finances. That's what this whole specific subject category video is all about. Stop being scared, stop being worried, stop being concerned, and take control of your financial life. Hope you have a good summer. We're about to go into fall. Have a good fall. Stay safe, and get on your finances, and don't let them scare you. And you take the reins of your life and be more financially efficient, detailed, and responsible. Okay? All right. You have a good day. If you like this video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, make any comments on how can I improve better next time. All right. Otherwise, take care and stay safe, and have a good year. All right. Happy holidays. Bye.